Evening. The time is 6:17 p.m. Welcome to the May 27th, 2025 special meeting of the Stoughton School Committee. This meeting is being recorded by SMAC for future broadcasting. Please rise if you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance. Where are crowds of kids to help us through this? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like a motion to open the public hearing on school choice for the 2025-2026 school year.
So moved.
That motion was made by Armando. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Jen. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Aye.
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 The motion passes 5-0. We are now in our public hearing. We are required by state law to take a vote every year as to whether or not we want Stoughton Public Schools to be considered a school choice district, and if so, to what extent. I believe Dr. Baeta has presented us with a letter and would like to give his perspective on the issue.
Good evening again. Thank you, Madam Chair, through you to the committee. So when school choice came into play under the George Bush II timeframe, No Child Left Behind, if you recall that, Massachusetts went in a slightly different direction, but giving parents more choice. And with that came this school choice law, which is voted by school committees. Originally, didn't have to be voted every year, but then it became a yearly vote. Where the school committee has the right to say that you want to be a school choice district and allow an application in a lottery system. You can do it open, K-12. You can pick where you think you have low enrollment or where you could absorb students. So I've worked in districts that have done 6 through 8 open, but nothing at the high school or the elementary school. I've worked in a district that was for 5 years wide open. K through 10, and we have the other option, which is not to become a school choice district. So based on 3 things: 1, a growing enrollment as a district; 2, the churn, meaning the number of students that are in and out of the district on a regular basis, which is about 380, and then 3, space. We already have a huge problem with space, as you know, at all of our buildings for a number of different reasons. So we are recommending that we not enter into the school choice program for the 25-26 school year.
Any questions from the committee for the superintendent?
Can you tell me why a school would want to go into or want to participate in school choice? Why would any family want that for their school system?
Right. So it's usually done in districts that have declining enrollment, and they're trying to maintain having enrollment come in, and with that comes funding. That funding is under the jurisdiction of the school committee and not part of your budget. So in my prior district, we were taking in excess of $1.4 million a year for about 200 kids. The formula is $5,000 per student, plus they use a special ed circuit breaker for students that are getting certain services. At the same time, if a student were to become out of district, the local district that they choiced into has no cost to that. The student would go out of district according to their sending district. So we have around us Avon, Holbrook until recently, and then Taunton, Norton, and that's about it in our area right now. Bridgewater's, I'm sorry, yes, yeah, yes, yep. And they've had long-standing, and part of it is the location, right? When I was in my prior district, my students coming in were Attleboro and Taunton, the 2 cities. And so that's where our student body came from. I don't know what they're recently doing with that, but that's the general gist. It's seen as money, seats available, long-term. We became a one-to-one district ahead of a lot of other districts because we had the funding. So one-time costs, not recurring costs. Eventually, we ended up with recurring costs just because the budgets got so bad. But that's why.
And if we wanted to opt into school choice, do we even have the room to house new students that would come from other districts in any of our schools, including when the new one is built?
No, we do not. And that's the reason why I'm recommending this. We think that Stoughton Schools is a great school system. We think we do great things. So being out there in the competition, I think we would do really well. But we do not have the space for it at this time. And we are a very changing community. So I think we should hold for quite a while. You'll get the same recommendation from me next year.
Other questions?
Sorry.
Okay, hearing none at this point. Since this is a public hearing, we would now like to hear from the audience. Seeing none. I believe at this point, if there's no further discussion or questions for clarification, with that, I need a motion to close the public hearing for school choice for the 2025-2026 school year. All right, and that was moved by Jen. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Jillian. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye.
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 And that motion passes 5-0. Okay, at this point, I believe we need a motion to either participate or to not participate in the state's school choice program for the 2025-2026 school year.
I make a motion that we don't participate.
All right, so the motion to not participate was made by Jen. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Karen. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. I have some informational news. One is I left a copy of the appointments. Let me know if you have any preferences for appointments, preferably by close of business on Wednesday, June 11th. That's the day after the Stoughton Academy graduation. I will send a reminder email out that Monday. And I will also email this out to you in case you prefer a digital copy that's not in like 6-point font. Was that your question, Jen?
No, Chris, I noticed you listed the schools, but you didn't list the Jones.
Oh,
It's the Jones.
yeah, that was semi-intentional. Do you think we should add the Jones?
They do have a PTO.
Okay.
They do now.
Yeah,
All right.
they do now.
Good to know.
Yes.
I was not aware of that. I will add the Jones. Thank you for that. Any
You
other?
also have on here the sick bank. I believe that is no longer school committee appointment.
That was my understanding as well, but that evidently is not the case because of the STA.
It currently is for all of your unions except for the STA because it wasn't handled at the time. I think it became one of those issues. I'm pretty sure that, they'd be fine with it, but
Yeah.
until they say so,
Yeah.
either in a memo to me or something that we acknowledge, and Matt, maybe you want to reach out to them, then that wouldn't be there. You wouldn't have the right to listen to it anyways, that's the thing.
Right. So,
Thank you for catching that.
so for now,
Yes.
We'll
We'll email you through Matt on a response from the STA.
okay, that would be perfect. Any other questions about the appointment list? Anything missing? All right, well, hopefully you have time to sit with it. Please feel free to email me or call me if there's anything you would like me to add. And once again, I'm just looking for your preferences. We will announce appointments on the June
17th.
17th meeting. Why was I thinking it was the 19th? All right.
I just want to point out where it falls under negotiations. I just want to let our newer members know. Even though we are on, like last year, I was on Stoughton Teachers Association Union, but contracts were not there. So there wasn't anything to actually do. So when you, so when you look at these, like where it says negotiations, administrative assistance, I mean.
the one you want.
That's the one I'm going to want, right. But you understand, like, even if you get put on like cafeteria or administrative assistant, the contracts have already been done, so you guys don't have to think like, oh my God, they just put me on 5 different, which is what happened last year, but, not all of them are going to be active.
Thank you. Thank you for that point of clarification. Any other questions, comments, omissions?
But the Teachers Association has been using it.
Yes, it is. All right. All right. I will add the Jones and then email this out to everybody. Other point of informational, just wanted to remind, apologies for the agenda. It should not say regular meeting, it should say special meeting. Our next regular meeting will be June 17th. I have it on good authority. Held at the Stoughton Public Schools District Office at 6 p.m. Any other discussion items?
Do we want to say anything about graduation?
Briefly, Sunday, feel free to join us at 4 p.m. at Stoughton High School for scholarship night, scholarship afternoon at Stoughton High School. We just sit in the audience. We don't participate, if you will, but it's great to see the funding support that our students get. Tuesday is scholarship night, and class night, and I believe, I don't have the time in front of me, but I believe that is, I'm sorry, the third class night is at 6:30, also at the high school. And graduation is 5:30 p.m. on Thursday, June 5th, currently scheduled for the football field. Of course, please. But it's looking okay, so let's keep hoping that it does, because it is a lot of fun out there. It was my first time in a place that big last year, and it was really cool. It's a really nice, and the kids' speeches are the best. And they turn us off.
Yes. And I would like to add the scholarship night is really nice to attend, because a lot of the community members who provide scholarship dollars get up and talk about why they do it, or talk about the person they're honoring through the scholarship. So it's really good to see the level of engagement from the business community and the broader community in Stoughton, and the support of our students. Excellent. Thank you, Armando. Any other additions or information? All right. Hearing none, I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
All right. That was made by Armando. Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Jen. Any discussion?
Yes.
All right. Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. All right. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.